On a seemingly ordinary day in 1915, the bustling city of Chicago was about to witness one of the most tragic maritime disasters in American history. The SS Eastland, a passenger ship filled with excited employees and their families heading for a company picnic, suddenly capsized in the Chicago River, leading to a calamitous event that would claim the lives of 844 people. This catastrophe left a lasting impact on the city and raised critical questions about safety regulations and human error. What exactly caused the SS Eastland to meet such a tragic fate? And more importantly, could this disaster have been avoided? July 24, 1915, on a Saturday morning, workers and their families from Western Electric meet at the docks in downtown Chicago to get ready for the short journey across Lake Michigan to the corporate picnic. With nearly 7,000 tickets sold, the docks were bustling with passengers eager to get underway. Even though many still remember the terrible sinking of the HSt&x Titanic from only 3 years ago, boat travel is still the most popular option for a day journey. As the first of 6 chartered steamships, the SS Eastland will transport people across the lake. In the past, the Eastland was the crown jewel of the Great Lakes, a white steamer that is elegant and modern. The gangplanks are down by 6:30 in the morning, and the ship is slammed with passengers as they rush onto the Eastland. However, the ship is thrown off course by the sudden increase in weight. The ship started to list towards the port as soon as people got on board. When passengers embark, the crew adds water to the ship's ballast tanks to make them more buoyant. The Eastland is completely loaded, and the gangplanks have been brought up just after 7 a.m. As the people disembark, the ship starts to list to one side, indicating growing instability. Picnic baskets are tipped to one side in a dramatic fashion. Beer bottles in the tavern are toppling down. At 7:27, the ship has a 30-degree lean. A few short minutes after that, the Eastland, still bound to the dock, tips over onto its side. Screams of fear replace cheers. People on higher decks are tossed into the river. Some people are so scared that they leap. The Chicago River was clogged with debris, which made it extremely difficult for them to reach the surface. Those on board who are stuck below deck risk drowning or being crushed to death. A massive rescue effort is initiated, and individuals fighting for their lives are doused with life jackets before being tossed into the ocean. A total of 844 lives are tragically lost. 22 whole families, representing 28 different countries, were found at the Chicago morgues a week after the tragedy when corpses were removed from the Eastland. Soon after, there is a public uproar that demands explanations. With the ship still attached to the dock, how is it possible that such a tragic accident could happen? An examination finds no wrongdoing on the part of the crew and reveals a critical structural flaw. From its inception, the Eastland was designed for speed rather than stability, making it a disaster waiting to happen. Thanks to its thin keel, it could slice through the water at high speeds, but this came at the cost of being exceedingly unstable due to its high water position. The Eastland had an impeccable safety record, having made many journeys without a single mishap. What precipitated the catastrophic failure of this last voyage? The explanation might be found in the voyage of a luxurious cruise ship that took place around 3 years prior. That ship, the HSt&x Titanic. Passenger ships like the Eastland were subject to increased safety regulations following the tragic loss of approximately 1,500 lives on board this renowned ship. Following the tragic events on the Titanic, which left hundreds of people without a lifeboat, it was mandated that all ships must have sufficient lifeboats. In order to conform to the new regulations, the Eastland, which was constructed 10 years ago, underwent renovations, although at a significant expense. The extra lifeboats that were fitted to the Eastland's top decks increased its weight by hundreds of pounds. The already vulnerable Eastland has never been subjected to full load testing with the additional lifeboats. As soon as people started boarding that ship, tragedy was imminent. Tragically, just one of these lifeboats, intended to rescue precious lives, is utilized during the disaster, marking the turning point for the Eastland. Stricter regulations for ship stability are implemented 1 year later as a result of a congressional probe, guaranteeing that no ship would suffer the same tragic destiny as the Eastland. The significance of the lessons learnt from history cannot be overstated, which is why we strive to preserve these accounts. If you enjoy this kind of content, make sure you subscribe and like this video. More short stories such as this will be coming weekly.